Hi guys, welcome back. You're at Friggin' Jeep. If you didn't know, my name's John, Friggin' Jeep. And I'm here to tell you I'm not making a movie today. Well, I'm not making much of a movie. There's no sawmill going on. It is Easter afternoon. And we had the grandkids over, the kids over, and had a really good Easter. So if you're asking, yeah, I did have a great Easter. Ate too much, as usual. But I thought they were having the wife sets all the stuff up. I just got to do all the chores to get things ready that she needs me to do on the outside. I cut the grass again so I didn't mow, and did a couple other things. Picked up another whole big thing of limbs and stuff like that. But it was a brunch, so it's going to start at 11. I said, oh, that'll give me plenty of time to get my truck washed, because on Thursday I was going to wash my truck and stuff came up. I didn't get my truck washed. Friday came along, same thing. I did this, did that. I don't even know what I did at this point. I don't even remember. Then Saturday came along, and I did stuff all day Saturday. Don't ask me what I did. I don't even remember now. But so Saturday evening, I go, I'll show you what I had to go. I wanted to go into town to get some stuff. I wanted to top off the tank in the truck and do some other things, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Anyhow, I didn't make it back in time to wash the truck, so I figured Sunday afternoon I'll wash the truck, because people, stay around for, 4 or 5 hours. I don't know how long you're going to stay long, but they just left, and it is 20 to 6. Haven't got my truck washed yet. But I got a couple things. I kind of made mention of it in a video, I don't know, a few videos ago. Not a track loader. It's not this. It's not that. It's one of these. I got two things. This is one of them. Now the old truck is getting old, and there's a few little things that are kind of getting a little shaky on it. And then I look at the price of a new truck, and I go, well, a used truck, I won't buy a new truck. I'm too cheap for that. I'll buy a new Bobcat, but I won't buy a new truck. I don't know why, but that's just the knucklehead in me. So there was a nice used truck that I liked, and I think it was $55,000. It had 125,000 miles on it, somewhere around there, which is what this has. And it was a 4-door dually and all that kind of stuff. And it was like 3 years old. And I'm going, that's crazy. Then I watched Don back outside with Shibe. He had a transmission problem. Jack had a transmission problem, and then he made note of a lot of transmissions going bad and that kind of stuff. And I just sitting there saying, well, maybe I'll just put a few bucks into this truck and get it looking a little bit better. It's a 97, 125. It'll get 126,000 miles on it this week, I think. But this thing, the cushion, I think is what you call it, on the little door latch went south. And I'm hoping this will go on without any. Boy, look at the reflection. And this is you can't really tell the difference. I guess I can't tell you. This is the one that came off of it, and I guess it goes like that. And that looks better than not having it. I think why it's got, looks like it's got red there. Anyhow, this one's got the clips on it, so I don't know exactly the order or sequence of putting this thing in. And I hope those little clips don't break. Kind of. Maybe it doesn't fit in. Now I'm in real deep doo-doo. I got a feeling I'm going to mess this up. I probably should have taken it to a body shop, because I hate to hit it. It's probably going to break those clips. Nope. Well, it's half in. Can you tell? It still works. I don't know what it's going to take to get those under. Probably should have left it alone. Knew better than to buy it. Anyhow, I'll play with that later, or somebody will text me and say how to put it in. Probably should get the hairdryer, and they're gonna, those little clips there, I don't know how they get under that, because they aren't gonna, maybe you can push down on it. And that's why it's never been fixed before. Doesn't want to come off. I guess that's a good thing. Oh well, that's what happens when you get stuff from somewhere that everybody knows where everything comes from. Well, I did it. I also got some other things, and I'll show you. And I'm having just about as bewildered a time with that. Well, my light's up there. The one I've been having trouble with the noise in the truck, and so I just happened to notice when I was washing it the last time I was in here that this one light, I don't even know where you guys are aiming at, this one light here was broken. Well, air was going in, I'm guessing air was going in through here at a rate when you get up to a certain speed. It was making so much noise, it was drowning out the radio. And I'd taken it to dear old Jeffrey, and he said, oh, it's your fan and the thing going there. And I said, nah, I don't think it's a fan, you know, and I don't think it's this. And it was just a weird noise. And it would do it sometimes and wouldn't do it sometimes. And I put a piece of tape, which I don't know what I did with the tape. Oh, not that you guys really need to know. I put a piece of fix everything tape. And it seemed to take care of the noise or lower it down. So I looked at a couple of the others, which I don't know if I can take you up there. I think there's a couple others that are, you know, it's just, like I said, it's a 97 truck. It's had, and it was getting a little frosticated. Yeah, there's another one with tape on it right there. So I was going to change these out before Carlisle's coming up. So then I started thinking about it. Well, this plastic here is just a little bit stiffer. Got some pretty good things, but it's just not as look. You see how this is? It's just stiff. So I said, well, you know, maybe it's because it's been in a package. I don't know. So I thought, well, I'll go into town and put a little bead of silicone around here, which doesn't look like it would work anyway at this point, because this looks to be the seal. So I might scratch that idea, or I might do it in this front section or something like that, you know, where it would get it more. Anyhow, so it's not just pull it out and put the wires in. You have to solder them and shrink wrap them and do all that kind of nonsense, and I'm running out of time, and I still haven't gotten it washed. Hadn't been washed since Bunyan Show. So I'm going to push that back in there, put this thing back on there, and put the new thing there. And then what else I noticed, I don't know if you can see these, see right up at the top? There's an O-ring there. So I thought I'd go in today to town, get O-rings, but it's Easter. There ain't no way the hardware store's open. Buy some itty-bitty O-rings, because the new screws don't have any O-rings, unless there's some in the bottom of the box. This is the box of these. And they came nicely packed. I don't think anything's broke. Haven't really looked to check. But I don't see any. That's the package of things, and there's no washers in it. And those little washers look like a one-use washer. So I'm going to put that back together the way it is. I'm going to back the truck out and give it a bath, because it needs one desperately, just to get in rain up at Carlisle. You can see kind of the streaks on the window and stuff like that. It's set the whole winter in here. So, but anyhow, when I went into town to get gas. Then I went to get a tube of silicone. So I'll just get a nice little tube of silicone. Well, you can only buy a big tube of silicone, which I don't know where I have it. I thought I had it in here. Not that it matters, but a big tube of silicone. Well, I didn't need all that silicone. So I decided, well, I'd go over to the other store and see if I could get some silicone. So it's, you know, it's 2 miles from the other way, you know, to go into town. Well, I went over there. They're having a cruising night. A cruising night in town at the Jimmy Cone, which is the Jimmies that are the little sprinkles they put on cones. It's just the name of the place. Real nice little store here in Mount Airy. And they're having cruising night. That means everybody brings their old cars in and park, I don't know, there's probably 50 cars that are old. And so I decided, well, I'll walk up and down, look at the cars, and next thing you know, I get home and it's dark and I'm not washing the car. Then that was last night. Then I figure I'll wash it today when everybody left at 3 o'clock and they didn't leave until this time. So that's where I'm at. So I got poop for show tonight. That's my story of how life goes. But I know what time it is. You look at that. Second hand hits the 4. Second hand hits the 4. It's since it's been a couple months since we did the repairs, so we're still keeping pretty good time. That's halfway up now. This one's a little bit more than halfway up on between the 8 and the 9. pretty happy with them. I like them old clocks. Anyhow, so I know this isn't much of a show. It's kind of say, I hope everybody had a happy Easter. I did. And I got to get a little bit of work done because I got to get packed for Carlisle so I can get rained on and take a bunch of stuff up there that nobody wants unless you give it to them. And that's about the size of it. See you all later. I'm glad you stopped by. Over and out. 10-second update. 4 out of the 5 were cracked. This one of them had a real bad crack. That's the way it is. All I ended up doing is changing the lenses. The heck with the LED. That's what looks, but you can't really see. They don't fit too bad, but the seals, which you can't see, this thing I don't know what I'm going to do with. The seals on the factory ones are a lot better. They have a part on this that goes way down in there like a grommet. This is made into a grommet in this area. So when it sits, so when it sits down in there, those seals up there are a lot better. So I left them in. So, and they fit close enough. A little bit I drive in the rain won't make any difference. We'll see you. Next thing is I might get the Canon out. I'm not sure. We'll see you. Bye. Well, here's kind of another part of it. I got to get the Canon out. Now, if you guys are new here, you might not know that there's a Canon behind all this stuff. And if you're old here, you might have signed this blade. Yep, there's the Canon, still there. Let's roll this down and get the Canon out. I think I can get it out without taking this blade out. This one's tied off. Like I said, you're liable to find anything at this place. Canon is out. I guess you guys saw that. I don't know. Did you see that or not? Well, you might have seen some, but there's the Canon. Weighs 246 pounds. It's bronze. Got a 2.5-inch bore on it. It's about, I think it's around 3 feet long. But it's heavy, but I always take that up to Carlisle. Everybody kind of, look at that, look at that, look at that. And it's kind of neat. Anyhow, I got to roll that blade back in and then to get the wishy-washing on the truck. Just another update. Oh, plus I got to get half this crap down up there. A lot of this stuff goes up to Carlisle. So, got to start packing. Be back in a bit. Hi guys, this is a quick 1-minute update, or 1 minute, or I don't know. This is wood we put in I think 2 days ago, and it was over. It had pegged the needle. Can you see it now? Now those pegs are in all the way, and it's only 1-inch boards. So, and these pegs are, you can see they're probably, I don't know, 1/2 inch long. Maybe, yeah, 1/2 inch long. We'll look at another one. That one went to about 26. I don't know if you can see that. Something like that. Anyhow, I don't know what this top one is. That one went up to 35. You would think that one would dry faster. Let's see what it is on the sides. Maybe the wood's drying faster from the sides. Alright, that would make sense. No, that one there went up to 40. That's weird. I would have never guessed that. How about the next one down? Whoops. I'm not really showing you too good. I'm looking at what I'm doing. That went to about 37. Kind of interesting. Huh. Yeah, we'll try one over here. Sun hadn't been out today. That's 30. So it's coming down fast, because remember it went off the scale up here the other, 2 days ago? So, coming along. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Guess while I'm in the greenhouse, I should show you this. That's on 10, so it's at 230. Okay, because there's 220 plus 10 is 230 now. So I'll go put it on the list. I just screwed up over there at that. I put it at, I forgot to count that 10, so it's actually at 230 here. So we've only lost three pounds in this length of time, so it's starting to slow down quite a bit now. But remember, it started at 297 on 228. We're at 319 now, so 228 to 328 to 428 in 2 months. It'll, like I said, it loses about 75% of its weight in the first 3 to 4 months. Bye-bye.